Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, and welcome to the Amateur Otaku Podcast. How is everybody doing out there? I am Brandon Alvarado, the Scarlet fan here, and I'm really excited to be here with all you guys to talk anime. But as you guys know, I am not alone. I am accompanied by the one, the only, the cursed Doc Isaac Wolf. What is up, man?
Scissor, toothpaste, and fingernails. What's up, everybody?
Scissor, tooth. Okay, what? It would. What was that supposed to be? Like a enchantment or spell or something? What was that supposed to be?
I don't know. Just something that comes to my mind.
You don't know, and yet you did it.
Yes.
I mean, should I expect less from you?
Nope.
Okay. See, as long as we agree on on what I should be expecting from you, um, actually, I will never know what to expect from you.
And hello, Leo.
Ooh, we got a good friend, Leo. What is up, my man? That's Leo, always representing from Geekly Goods. Our good friend Leo Rydell has been a friend of the show for the longest time. How you doing, brother? Isaac, we're here. We're live. We're doing our live stream. We are ready to talk anime. I'm excited. Are you excited?
Always, always, always.
Awesome. And today's going to be a great episode. I think it's been a while since we've covered an anime that's new. And I don't want to count the series that we're doing on Attack on Titan because we were not going to do Attack on Titan. We had to. We can't call ourselves an anime pod if we don't cover one of the biggest animes in the last decade. So, which funny enough, Attack on Titan's been going on since 2011, and it's officially a decade. Can you believe that? It's awesome.
Well, time flies.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It's colossal. Okay, I'll stop. So yes.
I'm
So
the one that makes puns here, good sir.
well, I here's the thing. The beauty is that when you do a great pun, we both laugh, and when I do a pun and fail, we also laugh. You understand the chemistry?
Insert Game of Thrones for shame reference.
Wow. That's okay. Carry on. So, we're really excited to talk anime with you guys. Thank you for joining us. We're gonna be covering one of the hottest animes of late 2020 and onto 2021, which is Jujutsu Kaisen. It was greatly recommended by my very good friend from Puerto Rico, Jeremy Rodriguez. Jeremy, thank you for recommending. He's been a great friend of the show for a long time, and my friend forever, always supports us and always comes up with great recommendations. He was the one that recommended Made in Abyss back in the day, and he recommended now Jujutsu Kaisen. So I'm really excited to be covering this show. If you guys like what we do here at the Amateur Otaku Podcast and the conversations that we had and the topics and the shows that we discuss, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss anything. Make sure you click on the bell for notifications and share with your friends that love the genre as well. We're always covering different series of many different genres, and always share our thoughts in the most non-spoiling manner as we can, so that we can encourage you to go watch the show yourself, so that you can determine whether the show is good for you or not, depending on your taste. So, if you like what we're doing, subscribe, press the like button. Ring the bell for notifications and share with your friends. The Amateur Otaku Podcast is available on YouTube. When we do live streams, it's available on Periscope, on Facebook, and our YouTube channel. And our podcast is live on Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public. Wherever you want to hear your pod, the Amateur Otaku is there. So, Isaac, I don't want to waste too much time. I want to jump right into this show because I think there's a lot to talk about. Jujutsu Kaisen, and before the recommendation from Jeremy, I know that you and I both knew that this show was out there. Like it was, and we knew that this show was blowing up to a degree. When was the first time that you heard of Jujutsu Kaisen?
I can't remember, honestly.
Do you think that
Yeah,
you?
and I know it. I know it for a while. Maybe it just didn't stuck in my memory or something because because when you said that we got recommendation of it, I mean, oh, that's serious.
Yeah, like it's one of those shows that it's been in my, at least in my back burner. Like I've seen it. Like it's like I know it's blowing up. Like I know a lot of people are watching it, a lot of people are enjoying it. But I never really like focus my attention on that because with the little time that I have, I mostly like to focus my attention on the animes that we're going to cover so that we can cover as much anime as we can. But I love it because it forces me to watch the shows and just take the time to enjoy them. And I love how I can discover new shows like this one and enjoy it. And I'm doing it both for my own personal enjoyment and for the coverage of the pod. So it actually works out very well. But I know what you mean. Like we could see like when the recommendation came through our mail, it wasn't something that surprised us because we knew that it existed. To me, I think I was just excited because that meant that I was going to finally sit my ass down to watch it. You know what I mean? I was officially
Yeah,
going to sit myself down. I was going to watch it. I was going to enjoy it. I was going to go ahead and see what the fuzz was about, you know. And I didn't write like a brief summary, but I think this show is pretty fresh in my mind that I can do one on the fly, Isaac. So, are you ready to see me crash and burn, Isaac?
yeah.
I love how you say it with so much enthusiasm.
I mean, I always see you crash and burn. So, what's new?
Wow. Hey, you Pikachu. Okay, so here we go. So this is a very brief summary of Jujutsu Kaisen of what it's about. So Jujutsu Kaisen follows a young teenager named Itadori Juji, and pretty much, pretty much, he is a very doted, very physically powerful young kid that has innate talents for sports, but he loves all the occult stuff because he doesn't like to draw too much attention to himself. But he likes the occult stuff and stuff like that. And apparently, he steals this cursed object, which is the finger of a demon of sorts. And in a following the advice of his grandfather, which is letting him know, I know that you're strong, so help others. He saves his friends from the occult show, from the occult club of a school. But the way he does it is that he ends up eating the finger of a demon. And by eating the finger of a demon, he acquires monumental cursed energy powers and becomes the vessel of the great king of demons, Sukuna. So pretty much this show follows Yuji as he attends the Tokyo, what is it? Mechanical or Tokyo Technical School for Jujutsu, something like that.
Yeah,
Tokyo Metropolitan Jujutsu School, as he learns how to manage and handle cursed energy and his powers, and also extends his sentence for execution by finding all the other fingers of Sukuna, eating them to then die. This is Jujutsu Kaisen, based on the manga by Gege Akutami, directed by Sunghoo Park, and produced by Studio MAPPA. Which I want to say, the first thing I want to bring up here is Studio MAPPA is starting the year swinging, huh?
yeah, absolutely. Considering they are also doing Attack on Titan.
Yeah, like apart from this show that blew up, oh my god, you're not gonna believe this, Isaac. This other show
What?
that I this other show that I think we need to cover because I know it blew up over the summer. Studio MAPPA is also the studio behind The God of High School.
What? Are they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So they're having a hell of a year. I mean, they did the Dorohedoro show for Netflix. They also did that. They did Dorohedoro. They did The God of High School. They're now doing Jujutsu Kaisen, and they've been doing Attack on Titan because I think it's only this season. because I don't think they did the previous season of Attack on Titan. They just
No,
did this one.
they did not. It was another studio. I can't remember who
It was Wit, a Studio Wit.
Okay, Studio Wit. Thank
Studio
you.
Wit was doing it, but Studio Mappa is having a hell of a show, a hell of a year. They came out swinging in 2020, and now they're entering 2021 with the second part of Jujutsu Kaisen, and with in the middle of Attack on Titan, the final season. So, wow, this is awesome. And Studio Mappa has only been around for like 10 years. Like, I think their first ever production was back.
Only 10 years is something. I mean,
no,
it's not like
I'm
they're
not
2 or 3 years old.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not shooting, but what I'm saying is that they've been very successful. Like, these have been very productive this 9 years of their existence. You know what I mean?
You mean like that? Sure.
Yes, I mean like that. Yeah, like for example, when you see a studio like Madhouse, you expect something. You know, when you see a studio like Production IG, or you see a studio like JC Staff, you see a studio like Gynax. You know what I mean? You're expecting something out of the ordinary, amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you think on that pathway.
Yeah. And now watching Mappa's just blowing everyone out of the water, because just to say the least, the fact that they landed the Attack on Titan gig, like just starting with that, the fact they landed that gig is like amazing. And we have seen and we have covered the first 4 episodes of the new final season of Attack on Titan. And I think we've agreed almost unanimously that the animation is beautiful. You know,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, and that's one of those.
For some reason, though, at times, maybe specifically with the character designs, it reminds me of the Devilman Crybaby. I have no idea why.
There is a little bit of. I know what you mean. Like, not with the. Are you talking about the Netflix remake?
Yeah, the Netflix remake.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Like, there's a little bit of that. And I think it has also to do with because it's a little bit of Devilman Crybaby, but not that loose art style. You know what I mean? Because Devilman Crybaby, it kind of feels like you're watching oil paintings because of the way they disfigure the bodies and do the transitions and scenes and stuff like that. But I know what you mean.
No, we are not going to cover that series. Ugh.
Unless a million people ask for it, because you know what I mean. If a million people ask for it,
let me just say that I rather watch End of the Evangelion series 2 times in a row than rewatching that series again. Ugh.
But yes, Studio Mappa is having a great year. They're doing great with this show and Attack on Titan. And you know what, Leo? We are also very excited to finally be talking about this show. So stay tuned, because we're going to talk everything we can. We're going to try and keep this as more spoiler-free as we can, but we are going to talk key parts of the show, the structure, the skeleton, what makes it work. Because this show, apart from that, it's very fun. It's very fun. You know, it's a very fun show. It's a very interesting topic. One of the things that stands out to me is that it is to a degree, it is one of those shows that checks all the boxes. You know what I mean?
That's an understatement.
Yeah, it is one of those shows, and I'm not saying it as a bad thing, but it is one of those shows. To start off, it is a shonen show, right? It's a shonen anime. So it follows a kid going through a school, a technical school of sorts, right? He starts in high school, and then he goes to this high school that specializes in jujutsu, or, you know, like sorcery, dealing with curses and stuff like that. So it is following him going on missions and learning how to deal with these things and coming of age and making decisions and understanding life, you know, all the typical tropes of a shonen show. But more than anything, it really draws a lot from one of the greatest of shonen shows. Isaac, do you know what show I might be referring to?
Bleach?
No,
Plus Naruto
not
with a hint of Gintama with all the
Gintama's not shonen.
Gintama is not shonen. Facepalm. But yeah, let me point out why I'm saying. Let me point out why I say Gintama. Okay. Bleach, because it's all about spirits, and he has this demon inside of him that he must face against, like Ichigo has with his hollow version of himself. And B, he acts like Naruto, that is sort of like a oddball that isn't really socially with many people, so to speak. And he's stronger than most people for whatever reason we don't know at the beginning. I mean, he is strong enough to control his body, even though the one that possesses him is as mighty as he's essentially the big bad.
Right.
And then we have all the cultural reference, everything from Smash Brothers to an animated scene from the first Lord of the Rings. For those that know, it's the scene where Samwise talk with Frodo about he's never gonna leave him when they are at the both at the end of the movie.
Yep.
And let's not forget the whole scene where a certain someone says, "What's your type of type of women do you prefer?" Which is just something that feels straight out of Gintama, if I'm being, especially considering how the whole. I mean, this is a show that they have a panda as one of the main supporting leads.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Which also fits with on the Bleach department, considering the perverted teddy bear in Bleach.
Oh boy.
Although he is the panda isn't perverted here. He's just I don't know. He's just a muscle head right now. As far as
we haven't seen enough of the panda.
Yeah, I know, but you get what I mean.
Yes, I do. I strongly agree with all the Gintama references and everything that you're saying about those characters, because I especially when I heard the whole line about Smash Brothers, I said, okay, Isaac is losing it right now. The
worst part is, honestly, sure, it's fun to hear the reference of that, but at some point when they mention everything of the whole the great demon that we need to kill and etc., and we have to kill you because you possess his fingers and you're gonna eat them all, and yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
Make it all dramatic and super serious.
Right.
Then they go to cultural reference, joking about this, and I'm just, huh?
Well, but here's the thing, though. That is kind of the magic of a shonen show, because
this is not the same type of. This is all. Do you remember when I said that on the ferry arc on Sword Art Online, when they constantly switch a tone between when they were in the game and the real world, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
it feels sort of like that. Not as bad, but it's in a similar position. It's not like a shonen show where they just can have a comedic stuff, because I don't know. It just feels weird, especially when he talked about all the. But I wanted to have a Kamehameha, Bakugan. The whole when I started to train, I'm just okay. You want to be serious like Bleach? Now you're making reference comedy as if you want to Gintama. What the hell is going on?
See, I didn't have that much trouble with it because for me,
Don't
it
get
makes
me
me.
wrong. I don't think this is a bad / horrible show. If that's what you're thinking, it's just
Oh no! I don't. I'm not.
I just feel that these types of while I just find it such a weird clash of tones. I have seen serious comedic moments in serious shows, but it shifts between episodes like as you as if you try to balance X amount of feathers with X amount of cookies and make them balance
What
and
is
have
going on? Feathers and cookies? What? I think I lost you, Isaac. I think. Okay, so how about we take a minute and step back from the feathers and the cookies? Okay, so Isaac, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like there's moments where like a lot of the comedic takes or when it spirals that direction, it kind of comes out of nowhere. And and to me, I am used to that. I think that's part of the DNA of a shonen show. Just because
I'm used to it also, but this is on another level. I feel
well
that's
that
why.
I can understand that. Because you
The
mean
reason I
because it
use
uses
feathers and cookies is because feathers and cookies are two different things. Although the comparison between the two might be different.
well
Fruits and vegetables. I don't know.
octopus balls. But
What did you say?
I it doesn't matter what I said. What so but here's the thing. Most of the times when those comedic moments happen, they kind of happen far away from the seriousness. They happen far away from the action. Like most of the times when you're having those comedic moments are either when Gogu and Yuji are by themselves, or when Yuji is with his classmates and they're not necessarily in battle, or they're just walking around in a mission. Like I think that they isolate those comedic moments very well. Sometimes they isolate the comedic moments to a post-credit scene after the credits, which it's kind of weird and funny at the same time because it's like, hey guys, it's been a very serious
This
episode.
series had a post-credit scene.
Yeah, like after yes, it's called Juju Scrolls. It's like little comedic small bits. Yeah.
I
And,
didn't see that. If I'm will be
oh no, it's fine.
totally honest.
No, it's fine. Like, and they mostly happen when the credits end and right before the preview to the next episode. They have like a little thing there, which is funny. Um, but I think to me, instead of it didn't bother me as much as, or it didn't concern me as much as probably concerned you. But I like the fact that it felt like they were trying to make us feel that this show takes place in our time. You know what I mean? Like it takes place in our world to a degree. Like this is not something that's so separate or disjointed from reality as most shonen shows like My Hero or shows like My Hero's like over the moon campy at times on the world that they're living in, and it doesn't really feel like it would fit in the real world. The same thing goes with Naruto that takes place years, you know what I mean, in the past, right? If we were to consider it in the same world, which we don't have to. But this one feels like it's like all these elements are being introduced because they want us to feel grounded. Because here's the detail that kind of makes me think about the groundness or what they're going for is that they don't only mention Smash Bros. They don't just say that. The female character, which I forgot her name, literally goes on to say, "I hope it's the Wii version because if it's the Wii version, I'm gonna kick your ass." Like, you know what I mean? Like that's a
Who
very
the hell is focusing on brawl these days? I'm
but
just
that's the
saying.
thing. No, I don't
Because-
disagree. But keep in mind, Jujutsu Kaisen came out for the first time in 2018. That's when the manga came out.
And
The manga came out in 2018. And I think by the time the manga came out, I don't know if Ultimate had come out already, but you know that there's a lot of people that prefer the older versions of Smash, which is
if they wanted to do a more related stuff with the older version, they should have said on the Nintendo GameCube, considering they're most the scene is mostly Ultimate or Melee.
well, you know, it's one of the, it's, well, remember
Ultimate,
she comes from the country.
Ultimate released in December 7th of 2008, and Brawl released back in January 31st, 2008.
Yeah, but you know, it's one of I think it's one of those quirky things.
I mean, they even have Smash 4 for the Wii U and 3DS, and 3DS was a massive thing at that time. So,
but keep in mind, she comes from the countryside. Maybe she only could afford the Wii one. You don't know. You don't know her story, Isaac.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Okay, so let's stop. This is not a Smash episode. This is
no,
not a Smash
I know, but you say it's relatable, and you think it's relatable that you can. Okay.
Stop. I know you're kind of waving the BS flag, but let me breathe. let me convince myself, Isaac. But yeah, so it has all these little things that kind of makes us feel that it's happening in our world and stuff like that. So I think it's a very, it feels like a current day anime, which I think is a good thing to see. It's not another anime that's trying to it's not trying to transport you into a different era or a different time. It literally just takes advantage of all the technical advances of today's age, and then mixes all the fantastical and occult things within that real world. You know what I mean? And I think that makes it very appealing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree that every character has an iPhone, but that's a different story. That's a pet peeve of mine.
Did everyone have an iPhone?
Like most of them, yeah. Most of them have iPhones or that kind of phone. But that's a different story.
Maybe the mangaka was sponsored by them. I don't know.
It's very possible.
Then again, if they took sponsored, why would they mention the Wii version of Super Smash Brothers?
You couldn't let it go, could you?
No.
Okay, so let's talk about the show itself, because I think we went on a 30-minute Smash Bros tangent. So Jujutsu Kaisen. But yeah, so this is a good shonen show. I mean, it has great action, fantastic voice acting. Now, let's talk about its thing, like what it's made of. And to me, what stood out the most is that this show, apart from being a very good shonen show, apart that it takes place in our time, in our era, that it makes it feel like it's taking place in our world, it also draws inspiration from one of the best shonen shows of all time, which is Naruto. And
like I said,
if See, but I don't see that much of Bleach. Like I see the occult and spiritual thing of Bleach, but I think that it's really more Naruto, mainly because
We we have
mainly
the one fighting the occult is the only one that can see the curses.
well,
What's that from?
no.
Bleach.
Yes, but the idea of demons and demons being within and making that a solid thing that just like for example, yes, everybody has see on Bleach, anybody has a hollow version of themselves. Only the visors are the ones that can actually use it in battle and grow that. But
And
but
curses
anybody
create and curses is created by some specific feelings from humans be for whatever reason sort of like how like you said there's hollow version of
right.
humans again Bleach reference.
But the main character is Naruto. Like
Yeah,
100%. No,
I
but
said
that's what I mean. But here's the thing, and here's
that's
where I
I
go.
said that too.
No, but here's why I say Naruto. So I don't disagree with you. You are not wrong. It has a lot of Bleach things and stuff like that. You are not wrong with that. But to me, the main inspiration is Naruto, not only because of the main character having a demon inside of him whom he fights with constantly, similar to how Naruto was with Kyuubi,
Which
um,
technically
with
Ichigo
Kurapika.
is doing with his hollow version of himself, but that's a different question.
But that fight that Ichigo has is not exclusive to Ichigo. That's the thing. That's the thing to me.
His fight within the hollow version is pretty much his personal battle, so I would disagree with that
No,
part.
what I mean, Isaac, is that other characters have had that fight with themselves, but we just don't see it on screen, is what I mean. Like the kind of battle that he has with himself is a type of battle that, for example, a Jin Shuriki would have. You know what I mean? Which is a different kind of bout, a different kind of idea of two
Okay,
different
you
identities.
you mean like that? Sure, I can
Exactly.
see now why you same. That's
Yeah,
one
and
I
not
get.
only that,
It's
you have the Kakashi-esque teacher in Gogu. You have the
he
Sasuke
is
like,
so Kakashi in
yeah,
that is not even funny. Even his
yep,
carefree nature.
yep. Not only that, instead he is so Kakashi that don't worry, guys, we're not gonna cover his mouth, but we're gonna cover his eyes. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
white hair, and we'll cover his eyes. So, and the funny thing is, yeah, and the smile is like the kind of smirk that Kakashi would always have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not only that, it also pairs with the one of the final episodes of Naruto Shippuden, where they finally show us Kakashi's face. When you see the face of Gogu, he's a heartthrob. He's like the most handsome person in the universe, just like Kakashi. So you have the teacher like Kakashi, right? You have you
Excuse
have
me.
the brooding classmate in Megumi, who that he's a type of Sasuke, and then you have the super strong female, kind of like quirky character, just like Sakura. You know what I mean?
Oh boy, here we go.
No, but the thing is, like, you can see all those elements there,
I'm
and
not,
they're
I'm not disagreeing with you about
yeah,
disagreeing about you mentioning Sakura and how she is as a character just open a cancer worm in the anime community,
well,
and you know it.
no, and that's fine. I mean, I am a pro Sakura guy, but I know I'm in the minority. But the thing is that this show draws character models and ideas directly from Naruto and other shonen shows, which to me was kind of striking because I couldn't stop but think about how this is one mistake away from becoming a clone. You know what I mean? Like, I like it enough that I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean? Like, I see the things that are similar. I see the inspirations, and I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed enough to see what it does differently.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I don't. I'm just saying
I know.
when I saw it, I saw so many similarities, and
Yeah,
yes, even with other shows that's not Shonen and Jump shows, but
yeah. Which is where you see
that's
more the Gintama stuff. Yeah, yeah, I agree
yeah,
with you. Like I think this show does enough. Okay, whatever it copies or whatever it gets inspired from these older great shonen shows, it does it so well that you're not bothered by it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you see someone take something from another show, but when they do it, it's like so bad that all you see is, oh, you're trying to rip this off. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
this is not happening here because their execution is so good
I
that
mean,
you really enjoy everything you see, and you're able to look at what they're doing that's different, which to me it's the highlight of the show. Like the whole thing with the way battles work, it's very interesting, and how it's very methodical with every user. I like how everyone, because the idea is that you're dealing with curses and everyone's a soul, like nobody has the same powers. Like I like that a lot.
how every Bankai is different, but go on.
How do you mean?
Every Bankai in the Bleach
Oh, okay.
is different
Yes,
depending on
yes,
the personality.
yes. Every Bankai is different. Yes, and here the Bankais are called Domain Expansion, which is so it's weird and interesting at the same time. I think I need to see more of this concept developed because it's very interesting. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's a good show. It has great action. I like how it is a rated mature show because it's bloody. Like it does not hold back. Like Naruto was tamed. Like Naruto, of course, was built for teenagers. Even Shippuden had tough scenes, but it was pretty tame. This show doesn't give a you know what I mean? Like when they're gonna show
Yeah,
blood and gore, they're gonna show it. And it kind of
sort of like
fits.
Bleach.
And thank you, Isaac. I think you've made your
I
point.
I mean, the amount of blood that Ichigo loses during that series is insane.
And the amount of blood that Yuji has lost in the first 6 episodes of the show is crazy. Now, as you guys know, the
Also,
first
also, I'm not going to mention the character because that's sort of a spoiler. But doesn't one of the villains remind you about Tomura Shigaraki in My Hero Academia, and if he was a naive child?
Yes, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. And it's interesting how you say that, and the idea that the way that that particular villain's powers work are by touch. It's like, yeah, like for some reason, the creator Gege Akutami he's not stealing from other people. I think he's like very publicly saying to people, "Hey, I like what you did. I'm gonna borrow this." Like he doesn't care. Like he's just borrowing stuff from other people. But I think he does it with utmost respect and creates interesting characters out of it. At the same time, maybe he wasn't borrowing anything for anyone at all, and it's just a coincidence. But I know what you mean. Like the comparisons are, especially how plus ultra Shigaraki looks and he looks. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
even not even like old school Shigaraki. It has to be the Shigaraki that we're seeing now in the manga. Spoilers for anyone that's not. But yeah, like I find that this is one of those shows where adapting from other shows and other mangas has actually worked for its benefit, mainly because they do it so well that unless you've really seen everything else, other, unless you've seen the other mangas, you really don't get the references. But I like how they're not using they're not using references for the other mangas. You know what I mean? Like if you're like you and me or others that are listening that have seen Naruto and loved it, that have seen Bleach and loved it, you're gonna see all the different things that Jujutsu Kaisen drew as inspiration, characters, fighting styles, and stuff like that. But I think but that shouldn't deter you from watching the show. I think the action is phenomenal. I think the subject matter, even though we've only seen 13 episodes, really, the second half of the first season just picked back up, and the next episode is coming out on the 8th of this month. I think it does so many things well, and I think it's original enough to be the heavy duty shonen show that it is, because it is a show that's taking anime by storm. Like, a lot of people are talking about Jujutsu Kaisen. And I'm really excited to see how far it goes. I mean, Isaac, I don't know if you knew this. This is actually a very popular manga. The manga started 2 years ago, back in 2018, and it already has 14 volumes under its belt. It has 130 chapters.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's like this manga is younger than Attack on Titan, and it's already on its way to make even more volumes than that already. Like, it's crazy. I mean, they're very different, but I think this is one of those mangas that probably comes out bi-weekly, not like Attack on Titan that comes out once a month, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, can we talk about the villain? About the idea of the villain? The idea of the villain of the story and the protagonist share a body. That's like super interesting. Which of course is what I said. That's what you said in terms of Bleach. That's what I said in terms of Kurama and Naruto. But I like how this dynamic is an integral part of the show. You know what I mean? Like, this is where the show hinges on. And not only that, because it has to do with the occult, I like how from the very beginning, the stakes of the show are heavy. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't like, the stakes are real, are heavy, and they don't let up. Like, from the get-go, they're telling you that this character, like the main character, is set to be executed because he is the vessel of Sukuna, the king of demons, right? And then the choice that he has, it's, we either kill you now, or you agree to eat all 19 fingers of this demon, and then we kill you. Like, there's
Yeah. Wait, I'm just looking something up. It has to do with a reference point I want to get across. Are you there, buddy?
I'm here. I had an issue with my. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those things that to me, I liked how the stakes are super high from the get-go, and how our protagonist, the protagonist that we're following, is a protagonist that has a death sentence. Like, to me, that is very interesting. I mean, of course, a lot of us are already thinking, no, they're gonna find a way, and he's not gonna die. But at the same time, the way the show is going, how brutal the violence is on the show, how high the stakes are, how bodies are dropping left and right because of the kind of supernatural battles that take place in this world, it makes you think, like, this might be one of those shows where they actually pay off that. Or I actually would love them to pay that off.
Honestly, I see two scenarios. Either they pay that off for in some fashion, or B, the big bad is getting his own body, and he gets get outside and all that jazz. You get what I'm saying?
That's probably what's going to happen. But to me, I feel that would be like, especially with the way they've set up this premise, that our main character is searching for these artifacts, these cursed objects, to swallow them and then die. Like, that's the premise that they give you from episode 1, right?
Because let's just figure how that this is just speculation. This is not spoilers, but I imagine that the demon is going to get stronger within him. The more fingers he consumes,
Right.
the more finger he gets, the harder it will be to control him. And if he gets stronger,
Possibly.
while having his body, which is stronger than a normal human for whatever reason, on top of that, it begs the question of how are they even gonna beat him whenever all the fingers is swallowed, which is why I wonder if if his mentor is finding a way to remove him from his body without killing him, or they just not introduce something that they have at the back of the pockets that make them being able to kill him, so to speak. Because something in the episode that we saw earlier makes me question about how they are gonna handle killing him off if they are doing something like that at the beginning of the series. I'm not gonna say what, because that's spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. I mean, or probably what's going to happen, and it's going to be your dream come true, Isaac. Ishigo is going to show up with one of those little pills and a stuffed animal, and he's just going to take one of the pills, and we're going to take his soul out of and the villain is going to be stuck in a small teddy bear out of bleach. Do you imagine that? That the big bad.
We already have clones that's inside stuffed animals looking at you, principal.
Yep, that's actually so cool. That whole scene with the principal is so fascinating. But yeah, I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen is a show that you guys should check out. You probably have already seen it. We recently checked that out. We're gonna keep watching the show. We're definitely going to cover. We're going to do another episode on the second part and final part of season 1. So stay tuned and click on the bell to notifications so you don't miss that episode. But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen, it draws a lot from shonen shows that came from the past. Copies a lot of things, copies a lot of character models, but does it in a very respectful and successful way. And it does a lot of original stuff that I think stands out pretty well. The premise is fascinating, and the characters are very likable. You definitely need to check this out. Here at the Amateur Otaku, we strongly recommend
let me put it like this. This is to give people a perspective on it all. Remember how there is this is a good show. But to give you an example of it, it's there is a lot of End of Evangelion clones that ended up for better or worse. And to give you a proper example, this is not something that nothing that is just standing out in just why do I watch it? This is more a raw X-Spawn instead of Devadasi, and which is raw X-Spawn knows what it was doing and was regional enough to be its own instead of Devadasi, who is just a blatant ripoff that doesn't know
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
And I wonder how many people I lost unaware of the series I just mentioned, but oh well.
No, but that's the best thing. It is a show that honors the shonens that came before it and paves the way for something new and fresh for our generation.
Just
And
curious, have you heard of any of those shows?
nope. I'm not.
Good.
I'm not.
Especially on the Devadasi part. Ugh.
Now, you guys could go check out Jujutsu Kaisen. It's available worldwide on Crunchyroll. It's a great show. Go watch it. Isaac, you got anything else on Jujutsu Kaisen?
Soap, strawberry, and a cup of tea.
Wow. I'm going to say that I was really, really happy when I heard that when I was watching the opening of Jujutsu Kaisen, that the song is played by one of my favorite J-pop bands, which is Eve. So I'm really excited that they play the main opening for Jujutsu Kaisen. So I've been listening to that song for the longest time, and I've heard of it. And when I watched the show, I was like, "Ooh, I know this song." So that was pretty cool. So let's talk a little bit about things that we're going to be covering very, very soon. So Isaac, I was thinking, and I don't think it's a problem saying it live. So we were under the impression that Attack on Titan was going to come out this week here in the States, but not in the Scandinavia area where Isaac is. But we found out that Attack on Titan actually went on break worldwide. So next Sunday, we're
it's not just a Scandinavian pause.
So we're gonna get episode 64, Declaration of War, on Sunday. And Isaac, in my opinion, that episode is gonna be so big that I don't think I can wait till we cover 2 episodes in a row. I think next week we need to talk about that episode. What do you think?
Plus Ultra.
Yeah, so we got a couple of things in the works, guys. We're not gonna wait till 2 episodes come out. This particular week, we're gonna cover Attack on Titan next Monday, and we're gonna talk about episode 64, Declaration of War, which is the confrontation between Eren and Reiner, and that's gonna be amazing. This Saturday, guys, we are gonna do another live stream, and we're talking with our friends Leo from Geekly Goods and our friends Mike Thomas from Nova Cinephile, because we're going to talk more My Hero Academia manga. We did an episode on the podcast channel a while back where we talked about the manga from the moment that season 4 ended to the moment till further up 2 arcs later with My Villain Academia arc and others. And we had a blast talking anime. And one of the biggest arc and war arcs just concluded. And we figure is more than enough. This is the time to talk about that again. So we are going to be covering My Hero Academia manga this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're still waiting from Leo and Mike Thomas have confirmed. So keep an eye out for whenever I prepare the broadcast, because we're going to do it live and we're going to do it on our YouTube channel. So stay tuned. We're going to be talking My Hero Academia manga very, very soon. If you guys want to check My Hero Academia manga, the Viz manga app is perfect. You guys can read it there. It's only $3 a month and it has everything on there. That's where we read My Hero Academia manga. Also, Isaac, have you received your copy of Wolf Children?
Not yet, because Science Fiction Bakanden has so much to do.
Yeah. So we're going to cover the My Hero Academia manga on Saturday. We're going to cover Attack on Titan on Monday. And on one of those 2 episodes, Isaac and I will announce what our next anime that we're going to cover to you guys. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions for us, please send us the question on the comments below. If you have any anime recommendations for us, any shows that you guys want us to cover and talk about, let us know in the comments below, or let us know in our email account, amateurotakurtf@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at Amateur Otaku Pod. Write us, let us know what you think, join the conversation, and talk anime with us. And who knows, maybe one day we'll cover the anime that you recommend. Isaac, where can people find you on the webs?
You can find me at Emblemaniac, like you see below my profile pic, and you can find my work at Wobam Entertainment.
And you can find me at the Scarlet Fan 52 on Twitter, at the Scarlet Fan 52 on Instagram, and you can find me as Brandon Alvarado on Facebook. Thank you guys for joining us. Have a great night, and we will see you this weekend with more anime. Have it awesome, guys. Peace.